All right, so welcome to another rapid fire business story of the week. This is part of our rapid fire series, and today we have an incredible guest with us, someone who's achieved extraordinary success and is here to share their unique business journey with you. We're excited to hear their insights, so let's welcome them to the show. All right, so as this is our rapid fire series, we've got 1 minute or less to answer each question. So, in a minute or less, give us the elevator pitch to your story and your life. Go.
I started out, I dealt with depression, anxiety, all sorts of things like that, addiction. And when I started college, I had my daughter. And when we had her, I decided to get clean and started taking antidepressants for my depression. Well, that only made me angry, so I started doing research on how to rewire my own brain instead of letting medicine do it for me. And so I figured out how to do it for myself, and I got off antidepressants. And that, in turn, led me to, I was studying communications in college. So I started my life coaching journey after college. I went through my training there. I'm NLP certified and hypnotherapy certified. So that's where my background was, and why I decided to do what I was doing was I figured out how to rewire my own brain, and I wanted to show other people how to do the same thing and get out of their funk.
So that's fascinating, and I would love to dig a little bit deeper. So tell us a bit more about what you're working on today that you're most passionate about and believe will have the biggest impact.
So right now, I'm running my life coach and business coaching company. It's mostly geared towards high achievers, entrepreneurs, executives, that kind of thing. But I work with anybody that needs the help and wants the help. So right now, I'm working on self-discipline is what I'm coaching on right now, and how to build that. And I mean, I'm sure, as well as you know, there's tons of people out there that are lacking in this department. And it's not because they don't know, or don't want to be disciplined. It's because they don't know how to. They don't have the blueprint. So I'm here to show them the blueprint and show them how to rewire their neural pathways and their thinking processes to be the successful and disciplined individuals that they're trying to be in their life.
So this next question is one that every entrepreneur has dealt with. Tell us about a time where you failed. We often say failure is the first step to success. So think about a time where you failed in the past. What happened? What did you learn from it?
All right. So before I started this company that I'm running now, which is called Luke Morgan's Coaching, I actually opened up a software firm with my brother, a clothing line with my brother, and another coaching agency. We started all three of those companies together, and all three of them failed. So we didn't know what we were doing. Still to this day, I couldn't tell you where exactly we went wrong in some of those markets, right? But I know that I learned that perseverance is a must in business. If you can't push through the hard times, you're never going to get to the good times, because it's not quick to get to success. It's a very long and hard road, and if you're not willing to put in the work and put it in when everyone around you is telling you that you're silly or it's not going to work, or that everything has pointed to the fact that you're not successful right now, you're not succeeding, it's hard to push past that. It gets lonely, it gets tiring, but it taught me that failure's not failure, it's just a step towards success.
That's fascinating. And we're definitely going to have you back on the show to dive deeper into each of these questions. But for now, one thing that I often say is, and I tell this to my employees and the people who work with me and for me all the time, is that when a tree falls in the forest, if nobody hears it, did that tree actually fall? This brings me to this next question. How do you make sure that all of these amazing projects that you're involved in get noticed? What marketing and advertising methods have worked best for you? You've got a minute. Let's go.
So all of my advertising and things like that, all I do for marketing is organic. It started with just a personal Facebook page that I turned into a professional Facebook page. And so I started doing daily postings. I jumped into groups and interacted with individuals in different Facebook groups. I started doing outreach to other coaches and figuring out, what has worked for them and what hasn't worked for them in the past. And then, of course, I got myself a coach. And my coach, he's fantastic. He's actually out of Australia. He's an international sales trainer, and he's partnered with what I would call a marketing guru. And they actually taught me everything I know about organic marketing. They're a wonderful pair. They do great business with people, and what I liked about them most was that they built relationships. And if I learned anything, marketing, at least in my industry, you need to build relationships. It's not just get somebody in, sell them something, get somebody out. It's definitely a relationship building industry, and you have to build trust, and that takes time. So it wasn't just outreach in groups and things like that. I started doing podcast interviews like this to let people know that I was out there. And I also started making short videos and things like that, reels for Facebook, Instagram, and I've also started a YouTube channel as well. But it's all organic. I don't pay for any advertisement, and it's word of mouth and just footwork, really.
That was so awesome. We're definitely going to dive deeper into this on a later show. And as we approach our last question, before we ask people how people can get a hold of you, how people can reach you, learn more about the work that you're doing in your company, and we will include all that information in the show notes, what I wanted to ask you is, what is one piece of advice that you would offer to your younger self, to our audience, and to somebody, especially somebody who's just starting out in the same niche that you're in, but just doesn't know how to start or get going? Amazing stuff. We're going to have to thank our guest today.
So I would have to say, stop overthinking. Everything, has things you should know before you start, right? So do your studying, do your homework, right? But don't do so much homework that you're paralyzed because you have so many options in front of you and so many different people's input into what you should be doing. I think you should trust yourself more. Really trust yourself. If you have a feeling that you're supposed to be doing something, do it. And don't let anybody else's influence change the path that you want to take. Now, there's obviously getting insight into business or how to handle finances, that kind of thing. They're pretty straightforward. But to start your own business, especially in what I'm doing in coaching, you have to be authentic. You have to be yourself, and you have to trust and know that what your purpose is what you're here for. A lot of people think they have a message, but they don't know how to approach it. So they ask a bunch of other people's influence, and then they end up their purpose and their idea is tainted by so many other people's ideas. And so I would say trust yourself and don't hesitate to start when you think you need to do this. If you're being pulled to be a coach or pulled into helping people, absolutely get into it. You don't have to know everything. You just have to know enough to get started.
Today for being a guest on Business Story of the Week. And before we cut out on this episode, I wanted to ask you, how can people get a hold of you? How can people learn more about what you're doing? And how do people engage with you? And we will transcribe this and put it in the show notes for everybody to find.
All right. You can find me on Facebook. My name is Luke Morgan. I'm located in Kokomo, Indiana. My email address is located on my Facebook as well. I also have my website. It's lukemorgancoaching.online. You can find, I offer digital courses on there. I offer a membership on there for a discount on my courses, and you can also sign up for my coaching on there. But my Instagram, my handle on there is the real Luke B. Morgan. On Facebook, it's also the real Luke B. Morgan if you look me up. And then, of course, my YouTube channel is called Luke Morgan Coach. And I think that's about it. I've got a TikTok as well. It's the real Luke B. Morgan. You can find some of my shorts on there. I've just started that, so there's not too much on there. But the majority of people get a hold of me through Facebook. Like I said, my name's Luke Morgan on there. You can find me. I've got a couple of pages on there. I've got my new book out. I have a page for that. And then, of course, I have Luke Morgan Coaching. It's my coaching page on Facebook as well. So you can check those out. And I would be glad to hear from you. My contact, my cell phone's on there, my email's on my website. You can find all that on all of those. So I would be glad to hear from people, and look forward to seeing you guys again.
All right, amazing. So you did it. Thank you for being a guest on the show today. Let me tell you what you can expect next. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all this, we're going to cut it into an episode. It will go on the Business Story of the Week page. So make sure you go on Apple Podcasts, review us, like us, go on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to us on Spotify. And this will come out in the next 30 days or so, depending on our workload and how many shows we have. We have had a lot of interest in the show lately, so we may be a little backed up, but the show will get out. In the meanwhile, we will send you clips that feel free to share on social. Also, the full episode, feel free to share any way that you like. The content is yours to share and put out there. We just ask that you mark us and tag us in the notes if you do. So in the copy, put hashtag Business Story of the Week, link back to us. We would appreciate that. And if you think that you might be interested in doing more podcasts, live ones and studio ones, Zoom ones, Riverside ones, there's a whole host of shows that likely if you did this one and succeeded, you would probably be really great at, and a great way of getting your message out. So your host will talk to you about potentially getting you booked on a strategy call for a Business Story of the Week's sister company, Podcast Cola, or becoming a YouTube influencer through Viral Mirage. Thanks again for being a part of this. Looking forward to working with you.